For the first time in more than a decade, Utah will get new state parks.
That's right. One of them near Moab Park is millions. This park is millions of the years in the making. Fox 13's Ben Winslow has a look at Utahraptor State Park.
I'm here just outside of Moab, and all of this around me is going to be part of the new Utahraptor State Park. It's the next outdoor recreation experience for the state. We hike up to the top of a quarry in the Dalton Wells area to a spot with incredible views. This is Utahraptor State Park.
The northern boundary is going to be over by those cliffs to the north, and then the eastern boundary is going to be just in those hills before it hits the rock.
Utah's Department of Natural Resources is starting to plan the new state park.
It's right in the middle of a recreation mecca.
Utahraptor State Park is about 15 miles outside Moab, just outside the boundary of Arches National Park. It will be about 8,000 acres in size. The state is creating it in an area that's both historically significant and rich in dinosaur fossils. In fact, they're all around us.
We're right on top of a major site that goes for, wraps all the way around the hill, back down there. We don't know how far it goes that way, but it goes a long ways.
It's where paleontologists have found a number of species, including the Utahraptor, which paleontologists say is what movie makers really based their Velociraptor on in the Jurassic Park movies. They've found so many fossils there, giving us new understanding of life millions of years ago. But until now, the area hasn't really been protected.
I saw fire rings that had a dinosaur bone in the fire ring. People didn't even know what they're doing. Yeah. I'm going, what?
It's a place where campers can be with few restrictions, and with the outdoor recreation boom Utah has been experiencing, it's seeing more wear and tear.
What we're seeing is the effect of trash, human waste, resource degradation, trails all over the place.
Moab City and Grand County leaders have been advocating for this new state park for some time now. The area sees around 3 million visitors a year, and they believe it can help with crowding at nearby Arches National Park.
The way that the Utahraptor State Park can help with the congestion and the mitigation is that if you see that Arches entrance station is backed up or full, the park is full, then you can go to the state park and visit there and then head back to Arches when the visitation is lower.
The area will be developed with restrooms, trash pickup, and a law enforcement presence. While it's free to camp now, state park fees will pay for those improvements.
We will have campgrounds, we'll have access to trail systems, and we'll be able to provide the facilities and infrastructure that are needed to recreate in a state park.
It took years for Utahraptor State Park to happen, mostly because of its price tag. For this and the Lost Creek State Park in Morgan County, the Utah State Legislature had to pony up $36 million. One of those who's been lobbying lawmakers,
let's just say kids are convincing,
is 14-year-old Kenyon Roberts. He's a dinosaur enthusiast and says a state park designation will be great to preserve fossils in the area.
There's Moabosaurus, Utahraptor, and who knows what else is just underneath our feet.
The state paleontologist says they've just scratched the surface of what's here, and a park designation will protect the fossils from being looted.
10% of the site's been dug up over a 30-year period. There's a lot more work to be done.
But the area has other historical significance. It's the site of a civilian conservation corps camp during the Great Depression and an isolation camp during World War II.
They were just incarcerated because of the color of their skin and prejudice.
Senator Janie Iwamoto has been pushing for preservation of the site. She says it's where Japanese Americans who were sent to internment camps and then designated bad ones were kept. They were Americans who spoke up against being incarcerated.
I think just as important that we in our own state have this history, dark history, but that we can learn from it.
All of this will now be preserved in the new state park.
We believe it'll maybe one of the top state parks once it's been developed.
Representative Steve Elison sponsored the bill. He says it's overdue for the area.
There's so much needed in the Moab area, as well as an additional entrance into Arches National Park, which we think could be greatly utilized. And so the demands on our outdoor recreation are growing. The timing couldn't be better.
While some in the legislature do view it as a possible second entrance to Arches National Park, not everyone agrees that's a good idea.
Another entrance is not going to deal with that problem. Or to make the crowding in the park worse. It might eliminate some of the line, but then it just means more people will be in the park at the same time.
So far, the National Park Service has not weighed in on the idea of making Utahraptor State Park a second entrance. Regardless, the state is now moving quickly to get its park developed.
We're really excited to have this land known, but also protected so that people are able to enjoy it responsibly.
Utah's Department of Natural Resources hopes to begin installing infrastructure later this year with an opening set for 2022. At Utahraptor State Park, Ben Winslow, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Boy, that was impressive. The other new state park opening this year is Lost Creek State Park in Morgan County, based around the reservoir of the same name.